Hello and welcome to the second installment of how to make your own dreadlocks. This week we're going to focus on synthetic dreads. These are ones I made myself. These are ones I purchased. These are both tied into falls, and I'm also going to show you how to do that later in this video and how to put them in. What you will need to make synthetic dreads is a spray bottle with water in it. Doesn't yet have water in it. A comb, preferably a comb that is a bit wider tooth than this, but this is what I have. You want to have sort of teeth that will withstand the back combing that we're going to do. You will need synthetic hair, and I prefer to use the kanekalon stuff, 100% kanekalon fibre, and I have that in different colours. I have two sets, a white and a blue here, and I also have a pink one. And also you want to set up a chair with a string, or tie a stick with a string to a chair. And for this you will also need your hair straightener and a kitchen towel. So let's get started. We're going to start off with cutting off a length of this synthetic fibre, and you want to sort of check when you grab a bit that it's sort of the thickness you want your dread to have. Now, I have made the full length of these before, but I found them quite long, and they get quite heavy, so I'm just going to do a half one now. And we'll start off with a one colour thread, and I'll also show you how to do multicoloured ones. But just to get the principle, I'll show you one. Okay, now you have this. As with the woolen fibre, they always seem to get a bit longer on you as you go along. So you will grab this and loop it over that cord around your chair, like so. And then you'll need your comb, and you will start to tease it. So once you've looped it over, you need to start teasing. Once you've looped this over, you need to start teasing it in all directions. So from the top, but also from the sides. And you'll understand if you have sort of a more heavy duty comb, this is a bit easier. Like so. And when you feel like that's nice and matted, you'll need to start twisting it. Like that. And then you will grab your towel. Meanwhile, your flat iron should be heated. And I'm going to spritz this wet, nice and damp. And this is easier if you have a big flat iron, but I have this travel one because I have my big one on permanent loan with a friend. So, once your flat iron is hot, place it over it, and it should sizzle nicely. And hold it down for 20 seconds or so. And when you've done one direction, make sure to also do it in the other direction, otherwise you may end up with a square dread, and you want a round one, obviously. Sometimes you may need to put it down and let it heat up again. Spray it again with some water. And do put your iron, if you have a temperature setting on your iron, just put it on the highest setting. Should be fine through the wet towel. As you see, the top is already fused together. And then twist the bottom and repeat. Now when you get to this very tip, I tend to sometimes not use a towel there because it's hard to get that precision right. So just spray some water onto the strand itself, and then quickly sort of run my iron over it. When you get to the very end, you can even melt it off like that, and it should stay. And I've done the middle yet. So I'm going to twist it. Twist. Place my wet towel over it again. and the hot steam should cause the synthetic fibres to fuse together. You will notice the areas that untwist are not like completely fused yet. And that's how you make a synthetic dread. And you could just shove this to the side and do the next one. Now I'm going to show you how to do a multicolored one. Obviously now you want two colours, and you want half as much fibre for each as we used previously. And I'm going to show you how to do a transitional dreadlock now. That means that the bottom has another colour than the top. Now with this transitional dreadlock, the colour you start off with is going to be the colour that's going to be at the bottom. So I'm going to first put the blue on, but that is going to be the tip of the dreadlock. And again, I'm going to start just by teasing it slightly. Now you want to tease it only slightly this time because we're going to braid this. You just want to tease here the top so it stays, really. And you're going to braid about halfway down. So just simple 3/7 braid, lottable out of the way. We'll braid about that long now, a little bit over 10 centimeters or so. That should be enough. Now tease the rest, the bottom, so the braid should automatically stay. Tease it well. Then grab your other colour, in this case white, and wrap that around the string as well, like that, and tease that. Just tease it really well. Feel that's all nice and matted, so run your hands over it a couple of times, and then take the other blue strand and wrap your white around the blue. And now you want to make sure that you cover the entire blue braid and make sure that there's none of the blue showing, so cover it entirely. When you get to the end of that braid, you can sort of wrap it a little bit wider, so you can sort of have this swirl down the blue. And then twist the end of your blue strand. Place your towel on top. Spritz with your water bottle. And again, fuse it with your iron. And then when you have that done, you have a white to blue transitional dread. That's two. And I have one more technique to show you, which will give you spiral dreads, which is also quite fun. So I'm starting off with two colours again. For this last type of dreadlock, you take both strands together, sort of next to one another, and place them over your thread, and then you tease them together. Now you don't want to be too rough here because you do want the colours to stay nice and separate, not mix too much, but you do want to tease it enough so it stays in one place. And then you will start to twist this, and as you do, you will see a blue and white striped dreadlock appear. And again, towel over it, spray wet, and clamp your iron on it. And that's how you make candy cane dreadlock. So these are the three dreadlocks we just made. The candy cane on top there, transitional underneath and a single coloured one at the bottom there. And the more you tease it, the fluffier the dreadlock will be. And to put these in, you will need to make them into, well, you can put them in the way I did with my woolen ones, but I was going to show you how to do it as a fall. And for that you'll need a bunch of them and 2 pieces of elastic. And what I did is sort of put them in a circle around, and I just have them tied on the end here on one of the threads. And then I'm gonna put my hair in a bun, and then I will tie the fall around that. To put the threads in, you will need a bunch of hair ties, an old sock, and maybe a headband to disguise your actual hair colour. Depending on whether you want to do 2 falls or 1, you need to put your hair up in a ponytail. I think I'm just going to show you 1. Or not. Put your hair up into quite a high ponytail. Put it up in a high ponytail. And then wrap your hair around the ponytail and take that old sock, which you may have to cut off quite a bit shorter. This is one of those nylon ones, which is kind of handy because it's stretchy. And wrap that around your bun a couple of times and secure it with another elastic. And I have to say, if you do this with 2 buns, you may want to put them sort of like quite high up on your head, sort of like there, otherwise the fall will look funny. Now, take your dreadlock fall on your elastic, sort of place it from the front to the back on top of that bun and tie the elastic around your bun, and you want to do this really quite tight. And once you got that, flip it back, arrange them, and then if your hair colour is very much different colour from your dreads, you may want to grab a hairband and disguise your own hair. Well, I don't particularly mind that my fringe is sticking out because it's quite far away from the other hair. It also sort of like hides that the rest of your hair isn't in dreads. You can also use a scarf for this, of course. So I hope you all enjoyed that tutorial on making dreadlocks, synthetic ones, and this little series on how to make your own dreads. Thank you all very much for watching. Please do check out my other social media and give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed these videos, and I'll see you next time. Bye everyone!